Good morning, students. The one more important law in the gaseous state, that is Dalton's law of partial pressure. So this law was formulated by the John Dalton. So based on that experimental observations, he was enclosed the non-reacting gases in separate containers, as well as in all the non-reacting gases are placed in one container which are having a definite volume. From that one, he was made one generalization, one principle. That law is Dalton's law. It states that the total pressure exerted by a mixture of two or more non-reacting gases in a definite volume is equal to the sum of the individual pressures in which each gas would exert if it occupies same volume at constant temperature. It seems to be some confusion, but when we take the example and it is easily as the statement. So now here, for example, P1, P2, P3 are the individual pressures of a gases. These are known as a partial pressure. What do you mean by the partial pressure? I will explain after one example. Then the total pressure of a gases at constant temperature is given by the following relation: P total is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3, so on. So then nothing but, so the total pressure is always equal to the sum of the individual pressures of the gases present in a definite volume. So to understand this Dalton's law, so let us take this an example. So with the help of this example, we can easily demonstrate. Let us take the two gases. The two gases are named A and B. Both the gases are placed in 1 liter container. 1 liter container. So in container, okay, A, here the A gas is placed, here B gas is placed. So these are attached to the manometer. The manometer is help us to determine the pressure of a gas. So the pressure exerted by gas A is how much? 0.3 atmosphere in 1 liter. The pressure exerted by the gas B is 0.45 atmosphere. The two gases now I am placed in one container. So both are I am mixing in one container. The container volume is also again the volume is also here same, that is 1 liter container. This is also 1 liter container. Then the pressure exerted by the mixture of these two gases is 0.75 atmosphere. The 0.75 atmosphere is getting by adding the 0.3 atmosphere plus 0.45 atmosphere. So here I would like to say the point, when A is placed in a container of 1 liter volume, whatever the pressure is exerted, the same pressure is exerted whenever it is mixed with the gas B in the same volume of the container. There is no change in the pressure. So when it is moving from this container to this container, because the volume is same and these two gases are non-reacting, whatever the pressure is exerted here, the same pressure is also exerted whenever it is mixed with B. So that is was observed by the John Dalton. This is called the Dalton's law of partial pressure. So that's why the P total is equal to PA plus PB. Here what do you mean by the partial pressure? Partial pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by a gas if present alone in the same vessel at the same temperature as that of mixture of gas. So whenever it is alone, whatever the pressure is exerted, whenever it is mixing, whatever the pressure is exerted, if those pressures are same, that is said to be here which one? Partial pressures. So when gas A is present alone, it is exceed the 0.3 atmospheric pressure. The same gas A, whenever it is mixed with B, it is also, in this case also it is exhibit the same pressure. Then that pressure is called as here partial pressure. So that's why once again the Dalton's law of partial pressure states that the total pressure exerted by a mixture of two or more non-reacting gases. That gases, the condition is what is that better? That gases must be non-reacting. So that is the total pressure exerted by the gas A and gas B in a definite volume, that is 1 liter container, is equal to the sum of the individual pressures, in which each gas would exert if it occupies the same volume, 1 liter at constant temperature. So this law is called as Dalton's law of partial pressure. So simply sometimes they might be say the total pressure exerted by a mixture of non-reacting gases is always equal to the sum of the partial pressure of each gases present in that mixture. That is also called as Dalton's law of partial pressure. So we are expressing this partial pressure in terms of a mole fraction. So before going to find out the relation between partial pressure and mole fraction, first we need to know about the mole fraction. What is the mole fraction? It is one of the method for expressing the concentration of a component in a mixture. In a mixture, the more than 2 components are present, 2 or more components are present. In that one, each one is how much? That is, we can express it by the mole fraction. It is defined as the number of moles of a substance in a mixture as a fraction of total moles of all substances is called as mole fraction. This is the exact definition. So to understand this one, for example, let us take a mixture. The mixture is consists of the 2 types of gases, A and B. Their number of moles are Na and Nb. Small na and Nb are the number of moles of each gas A and B respectively. Then what is the mole fraction of A? Then what is the mole fraction of B? Mole fraction of A, that is Xa. Generally the mole fraction can be represented with capital X. Xa is equal to, so what does he say is the number of moles of a substance in a mixture. The number of moles of a substance A in the mixture is Na divided by as a fraction of total moles of all substance. Total moles means here 2 are there. So that Na plus Nb. Na by Na plus Nb gives the mole fraction of A. Similarly, the mole fraction of B, Xb is equal to the number of moles of that B, that is how much? Nb, by total number of moles, Na plus Nb. So these are the mole fraction of A and mole fraction of B. When the sum of the mole fraction of all the components present in the mixture is always equal to unity. So that is, we can prove now here, Xa plus Xb is always equal to 1. How do you get this one? Xa plus Xb is equal to, Xa means Na by Na plus Nb, plus Xb means Nb by Na plus Nb. Xa plus Xb is equal to, what is the common here? 1 by Na plus Nb. Then what is left here? Na. Here what is left? Nb. Again we get the same in the numerator and denominator. So cancel. They are getting the 1. Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. This is clearly indicates the sum of the mole fraction of the substances present in the mixture is always equal to 1. Here 2 components are there, Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. Suppose if the 3 components are there, A, B and C, then what is that? Xa plus Xb plus Xc is always equal to 1. What is Xa if 3 components are present? Xa is equal to Na by Na plus Nb plus Nc. Xb is equal to Nb by Na plus Nb plus Nc. Then Xc is equal to Na by Na plus Nb plus Nc. When we add all these 3 mole fractions, again we are getting Xa plus Xb plus Xc is equal to 1. That's why the sum of the mole fraction of all the substances present in the mixture is always equal to the unity. And from this point, Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. So what we say that the mole fraction of any substance present in the mixture is always less than 1, because Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. What is Xa? Then Xa is equal to, what do you write? 1 minus Xb. So when the 1 minus Xb, that means we are always getting the value is less than 1. Less than 1. The mole fraction of any substance present in the mixture is always less than 1. Xa is less than 1. Xb is also less than 1. But when we add these two, it is equal to which one? 1. And when we see that this mole fraction has no units, so because it is the ratio of the number of moles. Here number of moles, here also number of moles. Moles divided by moles. That's why, so both are cancelled. That's why the mole fraction has no units. So this is about the mole fraction, because to understand the relation between the partial pressure and mole fraction, we have to know about the mole fraction. That's why I will explain what is mole fraction. Mole fraction is defined as a number of moles of a substance present in a mixture as a fraction of total moles of all substances. So to find out the relation between partial pressure and mole fraction, let us take the 3 gases, 1, 2, 3. and their pressures are P1, P2 and P3, and their number of moles are N1, N2 and N3. At constant temperature, they are placed in a volume V, constant value. All the three gases are placed in individual container of same capacity at constant temperature. We know that the ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT. So from this one we write P is equal to nRT by V. When we apply this equation to the individual of these three gases, so R constant, temperature is constant, volume is constant. Which factors are changed? Pressure and number of moles. Suppose we can apply for first gas, then P1 is equal to N1 RT by V. Similarly, we can apply for second and third gases. P2 is equal to N2 RT by V. P3 is equal to N3 RT by V. So, we get the three equations. Here P1, P2, P3 are the pressures of the three gases, and N1, N2, N3 are the number of moles of each gas. So we know that Dalton's law states that the total pressure exerted by the gases is always equal to the sum of the individual pressures of the gases at constant temperature when they are placed in same value. That is, P total is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Then P total is equal to, what is P1? N1 RT by V, N2 RT by V, N3 RT by V. Then P total is equal to RT by V is a common in all the three, so that we get N1 plus N2 plus N3. This is the equation number 4. Just you can divide the equation number 1 with 4. Equation number is 1 is which one? P1. P1 is divided by P total is equal to N1 RT by V divided by RT by V N1 plus N2 plus N3. Then P1 by P total is equal to RT by V is cancelled. Then we get N1 divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. The number of moles of a substance, number of moles of a first gas as a fraction of total number of moles of substance is called mole fraction of which gas? First gas, that is X1. N1 by N1 plus N2 plus N3, that is equal to the mole fraction of a gas, that is X1. So that P1 by P total is equal to X1. Then P1 is equal to P total into mole fraction of first gas. Similarly, we can apply for the second and third gases. P2 is equal to X2 into P total. P3 is equal to X3 into P total. So like that, whatever the number of gases are present, the generalization is, so in the place of P1, P2, P3, I can write as Pi is equal to, so X1, X2, X3, X4 like that, that is Xi into P total, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 gas, whatever the number of gases are there. Okay, now, so here the partial pressure of a gas, that is Pi, P1, P2, P3 are the partial pressures. The partial pressure of any gas is equal to the product of mole fraction of that gases and total pressure. So that is a ideal statement. Partial pressure of a gas in the mixture is always the product of its mole fraction and total pressure of the mixture. So this is the relation between the partial pressure and mole fraction. The partial pressure of a gas is equal to mole fraction of that gas into the total pressure exerted by gaseous mixture. So this is the an important relation between partial pressure and mole fraction. That means once we know the total pressure of the mixture of gases and their mole fractions, then it is easy to calculate how much partial pressure is exerted. For example, a mixture of gases are given. A and B and C are given. 2 moles of A, 3 moles of B, 5 moles of C is present. The total pressure exerted by this mixture is 10 atmosphere. What is the P total pressure is? 10 atmosphere. My question is, what is the pressure exerted by A? How much? A is contributed, how much B is contributed, how much C is contributed toward this 10 atmosphere. In the 10 atmospheric pressure, how much pressure exerted by the A, how much pressure exerted by B, how much pressure exerted by the C. That is, I need to be calculated. To calculate that one, this is the formula is useful. So the partial pressure of A, is equal mole fraction of A into the P total pressure. What is mole fraction of A? Na by Na plus Nb plus Nc into P total. He was given number of moles of A. How many moles is given? 2 moles. How many moles of B is given? 3 moles. How many moles of C is given? 5 moles. That is, you have to substitute. The total pressure is given. How much? 10 atmosphere. By substituting all the values, we are getting the pressure exerted by the gas A. Similarly, to calculate the pressure of B, the partial pressure of B is equal XB into P total. What is XB? XB is equal number of moles of B divided by total number of moles of A plus B plus C. So that is into P total. Again, you can substitute that values. You are getting the partial pressure of B. Similarly, you are getting calculate the partial pressure of C. And that's why this is the formula can be useful to calculate the partial pressure of each gas present in the mixture when we know the total pressure and their mole fraction or their number of moles. So this is one of the important relation between partial pressure and mole fraction. So one important application is there about the Dalton law. So that important application of Dalton law is calculate the pressure of a gas which are collected over the water. So it is useful to calculate the pressure of a gases collected over the water in laboratory. You might be known this is the experiment preparation of nitrogen or preparation of oxygen in your 7th and 8th standard. So there is some mixture was there, that reaction will be together and that oxygen or nitrogen is passing through, passed into the water. Then just by opening that one, just one match, when you are మీరు అగ్గిపుల్ల అంటారు, దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ అగ్గిపుల్లని మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే అంటే టప్ అనే శబ్దం వస్తుందో దట్ ఈస్ క్లియర్లీ ఇండికేట్స్ ద గ్యాసెస్ ఆర్ రిలీజ్. Even when the gas is released, we are getting the bubbles in the water. So now here, generally, whenever you are collecting the gas over the water, here along with the gas, some water vapor is also present. When that, so here the whatever the pressure is exerted by this gas and water is always equal to the atmospheric pressure. So now here, whatever the pressure is exerted in this tube, that is not because of the pressure of gas. It is also along with which one water vapor is present. That's why the atmospheric pressure is always equal to the pressure of a gas plus pressure of water. So then pressure of a gas is equal to pressure of atmosphere minus pressure of water. Then only we are getting the actual pressure of a gas. But once whatever you are determining the pressure of a gas here, that is not a pressure of what? Gas. It is a pressure of what? Gas and the water vapor. So to calculate that one, we need to use the formula P gas is equal to P atmosphere minus P H2O. This partial pressure of H2O is also called as here aqueous tension. So in some of the numericals they might be mentioned aqueous tension. Don't confuse. Aqueous tension is nothing but the pressure of water. Then whatever you are getting the pressure, so that is you can subtract it from the water, then you are getting the pressure of a gas. This is one of the important application of Dalton law. It is useful to calculate the pressure of a gases which are collected over the water in laboratory.